Hi everyone and welcome to the channel. In this video I'm going to show you what you need to do to set up your RadioMaster Boxer radio to use in a flight simulator. Now I'm going to set this up for a drone, but you can also obviously set this up for fixed wing. The reason I'm doing this video fairly early on is because I think most people who are coming new to the hobby would use a simulator to practice, and I didn't, I just went straight out and tried to fly one, but then I'd experienced flying fixed wings. But a simulator is a very good idea. So all we actually need to do is set up a basic model. Now in your Boxer you should have already had a basic model, but I'm going to show you how you set it up. And like for instance, I fly simulators for both fixed wings and drones, and I set up rates for the fixed wing, which you do not want to set up for the drones. So let's switch over to the radio and I'll show you how to quickly do this. Then we're going to switch back to the computer so that I can show you two simulators that you could use to practice your flying. Now, as you can see, I've already set up a model there, which is the Sim D for drones. So if we go and have a look at this, I'll show you. All you've got to do is make a basic model. Now, first thing to actually point out is you obviously will not need your module on. Your internal or your external module. You can see they're turned off. We don't need those because we are connecting via the USB cable. And if we carry on, the only thing I did here was set a reset button, because one of the sims I'm going to show you, we can actually reset, and I set it up to this momentary switch here. Other than that, it's all basic stuff. You can see there's the 4 channels. And I just added that mix in. And to do that, you will just go on to the channel 5, you're going to edit it, you're going to give it a name, and then you're going to select a switch. Now to select the switch, if you hit the enter button and go like this or that, you'll see if you move the switch you want to use, it's now changing the switch. But I'm going to go to this one, SF switch is the one that I want. So that's all you would need to do in there, is to go onto the channel, and so to go to channel 5 in the mixes, let me recap that, edit, type in reset if you want to, click on there, flick the switch you want to use, and you're good to go. Now that's all you need to do for the flight simulator. So now let's have a look at making, I haven't shown you that in this series how to actually produce a model. So all we need to do is hit the model button, and we're going to go down, we go to an empty slot, we click and we just say create. That now would have made a basic model. So if I go across, you'll see the module should be off. Or it may have actually, if there's a default settings, it may have turned it on. No, it's not, it's off. And you can see we've got 4 channels, and then we've got the full mixes. And that's everything actually that you need to do on the radio to be able to use a flight simulator. And obviously turning off the internal or external module saves battery life. Now let's take a look at the simulators. What I'm first going to do is I'm going to go into Liftoff and show you. Now I'm not going to go through and set all this up for you, but I'm just going to give you a quick overview. Now my computer is not a very top grade one, so it's pretty slow at doing this. In fact, I would say it's is unusable with this particular flight simulator, which is Liftoff. Okay, as you can see, there we go. So what I'm going to do, I've turned the radio on, I'm going to plug it in, and then I'm going to pick the joystick option, which is the top one. Now once you've done that, we should be ready to go. So all I'm going to do is go into the options and controls, controller, and there you can see it's picked up the RadioMaster Boxer and says it's a joystick, but we can check this. So if I put the throttle on, you can see the motors are running. I can roll, I can pitch, and I can yaw. Now, if you have to calibrate, as I said, I'm not going to go through this. You can, if you want to put in the comment sections below, if you want me to go through how to set this up completely, I'm willing to do that. But we obviously can calibrate the radio. We can select whichever one. We may have two plugged in. In my case, it is the Boxer that we're using. But as you can see, it's working perfectly. Now, the only thing I'm using the SIMD one I set up, which has got a reset button, which I don't think you can set up the sort of reset buttons in here. You do it by the keyboard. But let's exit. And I'm not going to show you me flying this because it is very slow on my computer. So I'm just going to pop out of here and we're going to go and take a look at another one. And let me quit. Right, I'm sure a lot of you that watch my channel watch Curry Kittens. Now, he's been brilliant. He's made his own simulator, which is, I think is quite good. I'm just going to pause that. And if we go into the radio, I'll show you that it's working. You can see that it's picked up the RadioMaster Boxer joystick, as it calls it. And we've got throttle, roll, pitch and yaw. And it did pick that up quickly. You know, you might have to change the orientation of the sticks. That is possible. And you would do that. I think you can do that within here as well. You can do advanced setup, I think, where you can change reverse. So if your roll wasn't going the right way, you would be able to reverse it. But you can see here on channel 5 is where sorry, beg your pardon. This is actually channel 5 because 0, then 1, 2, 3, 4 are your primary controls. So if channel 4 is reset. So if I hit my reset button, you can see it will reset. But let's just have a quick skip through this. Let's start it. Okay, and I'll show you it working. So you can see it's working fine. I like this simulator. I think he's done an ace job. The fact that you can get it through. You can support him though, because you can get this on Steam. And if I deliberately, there we go, I can hit the reset button and then we're back off again. So you can see it's working fine. So it's not difficult to set up. I will leave the links in the description below to both of these simulators. There are other ones, but I've not used those. But this one is, I think this is good for a free one. Well, I hope you found that video useful, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up, and if you didn't, give it a thumbs down. And if you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below, because I would love to hear from you. Thanks for watching. Happy flying. Bye for now.